Hey, Panks, this is Paul Goodman, Dr. Nacho. Thanks for inviting me to be part of this awesome podcast series, how dentistry will change after the coronavirus crisis, what we can do to better ourselves as team, as dentist teams and those around us, and what are we doing this downtime. I'm here with the moderator, and I feel authenticity is super important in life. I'm a big fan of Gary Vee, so authenticity, this is authentic for me. One of my daughters is at Zoom school, and I take the other one out. We walk around some of the historic areas, and we were at one of my favorite places, Washington Square Park. So I'll walk through here as we talk about the podcast. So first, how will dentistry change after the coronavirus crisis? One of the things I like to share is I don't like the word change. It always seems negative. You need to change and stop eating so many nachos. You need to change and save more money. So I use this instead of change to say, how will dentistry be modified? How will it be shifted? So initially, in the short term, when dentistry reopens, one of the things that's going to shift, in my opinion, is the capacity issue. Can we see as many patients? Will there be a shortage on PPE? Will we have to do things to our operatories, to our dental offices? Will we have to socially distance in the waiting room that will affect our capacity? So capacity is something I'm thinking is going to shift after the coronavirus crisis. And when that will return, I'm not sure. I'm a big fan of JBN, just be nice, but also just be real, embrace the reality so we can be aware, so we can prepare ourselves. I was an athlete growing up, and sometimes you get injured and you need to rehabilitate. Dentistry, that's happened to it through no fault of our own. We've all got the same bad grade on the test. Dentistry has been sidelined, grounded, like a torn ACL, and now we need to rehabilitate. What are some of the things that are also going to affect dentistry? I think there's going to be two fear things. I know people don't like the word fear, so instead of fear, I say responsible concern. Instead of fear, I say responsible concern. And that responsible concern for patients is going to be the safety of our office, whether that's feelings or facts, as Dr. Phil likes to say, feelings are not facts, but feelings are facts. We have to address that with our patients. Secondly, fear or responsible concern about spending money. So fear or responsible concern about spending money. So we need to develop messaging. We need to develop a system. One of my favorite things to say is everything that matters needs a system, and everything matters. So what are our scripts, our talking points going to be for patients when they say, is it safe to go to the dentist? Or I'm not so sure if I can spend this amount of money. How are we going to make it workable for them? What are we going to do? We're going to do more in-house membership clubs like we use at our office. Are we going to have more flexible financing? I think dentists are very used to dealing with fear and concern about wisdom teeth extractions, implant placements, endo, but this is a new thing for us. It's okay to feel not okay. I want to share that. It's okay to feel not okay. It's okay to have responsible concern. What can we do for the betterment of our patients and teams and ourselves? And connection and communication, popular theme, I know in this podcast world, connection and communication is key. So we are coming up to one of my favorite places here, and it is the statue of George Washington himself. So George Washington, how did he connect and communicate with all of those people to get them to be on board with starting this nation, for us to be able to move forward as a country? That could not have been easy for George Washington. So what would he have done during this coronavirus crisis? And I think the first thing would be for him to get messaging for his team, for him to get a system in place. And what we can do now is have our team take online CE on patient communication, on teledentistry type platforms, utilizing other mechanisms of connections. Mechanism of connection is one of my favorite words. How do we communicate with people? We do it through things like this: video, text, email, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. How can we use all of our different tools in our connection toolkit to communicate with our patients and team? Those are the things that I would have my team doing: learning how to connect, practicing communication, having uncomfortable conversations behind the scenes. Mark Costas is one of my friends, mentors, talks about how uncomfortable conversations lead to growth. And let's have those uncomfortable conversations behind the scenes ourselves, so we get ready to, when our patients and teams ask us these questions. What am I doing with this downtime? So I have a tendency to be the person who works quite a lot, but also tries to fit everything on their plate in life, in dentistry, and Dr. Nachoing. So I'm taking some time. I love spending time with my kids, my children early in the day. That's something I don't get a chance to do. We were just running around some of the historic sites, climbing up the steps of the Second Continental Bank. So it's kind of cool that Drew gets to do that hundreds of years ago, climbing up the same bank that was here in Philadelphia, trying to take some downtime for myself when possible, but also tell myself it's okay to not feel okay. It's the first time I haven't really been employed in 25 years. That's a new feeling. I'm also concerned about the 2 practices that I run with my brother, that team, those patients, and this pause in life there can be a ton of good where we get to reset, but also there can be a lot of anxiety, which is totally normal. What's going to be this next step? Let's not be too hard on ourselves. I think dentistry needs to go from closed to less closed to reopen. Closed, less closed to reopen. I don't think we have too much pressure on ourselves to get back to the same production that we did in January, February, get back to the same patient flow, and just be kind to each other. Just acknowledge that there's a lot of emotions going on. People are all gonna feel different. Let's try to be a good nacho friend to each other, whether that's online, whether that's in person. I talk about the 2 hows, and I'll leave you with the 2 hows. Call someone up and say, how are you doing? And how can I help? How are you doing? How can I help? And sometimes that's as easy as just recommending a great show on Netflix. But right now we're socially distancing, physically distancing, but we can still stay connected with each other. I can help you in any way. Just reach out to me at dentalnachos.com, Paul at dentalnachos.com. Thanks for doing this. The more we share, the more we care, the better dentistry world we can build together.